5 reasons why men should avoid arguing with women. Let's get into it. The first reason I'll tell you is pretty basic. We are not the same. And although society does everything on earth to try to make men and women alike, it is just a fact. Any way you slice it, we are different. We are different mentally, emotionally, psychologically, chemically. Women have estrogen, men have testosterone. Women think more emotionally and feelings based. Men think more logic based and cause and effect and what's going to happen, pragmatic, compartmentalized. It's a different mindset. So the way you are processing something as a man, your woman may be processing it different. And for you to get into the weeds with her and yell and scream is not productive. You have to understand that, hey, when a person says, I feel this way, I pretty much know that the discussion is going to go left if I say something that hurts them. Because there's no way for you to antiquate or to put some kind of tangible value on how a person feels. You can't argue with that. So that's the first thing I'll tell you, brothers, is that we are not the same. And you need to exercise restraint when dealing with women. Number 2, women are more verbally communicative, okay? They speak on average 4 to 5 times as much as a male. So when you get into the argument, brother, you're not going to out yell her. You're not going to out petty her. You're not going to out just argue her in general. She's going to continue to go and go and go, and men aren't built that way. That's why men have a certain understanding with other men. Hey, all this talking can cease. We can get into some hands or we can get into some gunplay. Men don't do certain things to other men because they know there is a limit. Okay? As you know, in society, women have a whole different level of latitude than men do in terms of the genders. You've seen it since back in the day. Black and white movies, you got women slapping men in the face, throwing drinks in their face, spitting on them. You've seen the whole gambit. And as men, we are supposed to basically show restraint. And that's not easy for every man to do, especially these new young brothers. They don't play that. But as men, we are naturally supposed to show restraint and not deal with women that way. But men understand with one another, hey, we can get it popping real quick. So that's another thing. You can't out-talk them. You can't beat them up. They can't beat you up, but verbally, it's just persona non grata for you to go down the rabbit hole with a woman and start to yelling and screaming. More importantly than that, she's going to look at you like you one of her girlfriends. You have to stay masculine enough to know that yelling and screaming is not a masculine trait, okay? Number 3, it's draining. It is just draining on you as a man. It's hard enough to go out into the world, be productive, pay bills, handle your business, be on your purpose, and then come back and deal with a woman who's going to be yelling and screaming in your face. I can tell you, for me as a man, I don't even deal with that kind of stuff. I state my case 1, maybe 2 times. After that, I shut down. No more talking. So if a person wants to yell and scream, I understand that as a man, I cannot out yell a woman. I cannot talk a woman. I cannot out petty a woman. You will lose in that arena, brother. She controls the emotional arena. So when you step into the world of emotion, you are now under the control of a woman. So keep that in mind. And last but not least, brothers, the law is on her side, okay? Anything that happens, whether it's the police come, you're dealing with family court, you're dealing with child support, it's going to be your word against hers. So, brother, you have to tread lightly, and arguing is just not conducive to your peace as a man. In order for you to optimize your life, you have to have a certain level of peace. So I ask y'all, brothers, avoid arguing with sisters if you can. Exercise restraint and understand that the emotional realm is not where your power is. Your power is in stoicism and strength and being productive and being the man that you can be and being on your purpose. And finding a woman that will help you to do that rather than be this yelling, screaming, disruptive, warlike force in the background of your life. So brothers out there that are in long-term relationships, marriages, dealing with a woman, I advise you to try to avoid arguing and yelling. Be the sand on the fire. Put it out. Don't be the gasoline that ignites it. Take heed, brothers.